Andrew, you've been involved in an exciting, beginning an exciting kind of meeting really taking place in Bristol. Tell us a bit about it, really.
I've got contacts with a few Polish people, and I was aware that when people were particularly aware that there was one contact who ended up in the east of England, and we were trying to help them. And it was very difficult for them even to come inside a church and to make contact with a pastor. And we realised that in our area there were also many Poles who possibly have real needs, and obviously spiritual need too. We reckon there's about 15,000 Polish people in Greater Bristol now. We don't know exactly, people are coming and going all the time, but perhaps 50,000 in the whole of the southwest. And I just felt we ought to do something to support at least the people that I know, and perhaps to expand that.
Okay, thank you. So what have you done then? Tell us about
right,
the
well,
group that's formed.
We decided that we needed to meet somewhere that was not churchy, and that's not easy to find. When we were thinking, are there any Baptist churches where you could go and not be obvious that you were entering a church? Because obviously most Poles are Catholics, and they're not very happy about perhaps going into an evangelical church. So in the end we decided on a cafe on Stokes Croft, and we put notes in Polish shops. I reckon there's at least a dozen in Bristol, probably more. So we put those around and we just talked to people, and you were there the first time at Zazu's Kitchen on Stokes Croft on Saturday late afternoon, and we had 8 people the first time.
So how many would you have now, do you reckon?
Right, well, we got 14 people on the contact list. Last night there were 6 people. We first of all met in the cafe, then we met at my house for a few months, and last night we met at Ivy Church, the Pentecostal Church.
So tell us, just if I can ask one last question, what are your hopes for that group then, as you kind of look to the future?
I think, I'd like to see in the UK a sort of a virtual network of Polish Christians. Because a lot of them feel lonely, and there may be Polish people in your church, and I'd like to know about them, and the association would, to add them to this group. Sort of like a virtual network, perhaps even a roving pastor, maybe not working here all the time, Polish pastor, perhaps just coming over for a few months to encourage people, and occasional outreach events. We've actually got 5 people coming from Bridgewater. So they've invited us down for a barbecue in Bridgewater next time, and that sort of thing. There's a tendency, I think, among all of us to keep in a little group that we know, those who are committed Christians, but I would like us to move out beyond that and really to attract people in. Many Poles have a real spirituality and want to develop that, and are not really happy with the Catholic Church. And I think we've got opportunities there that we can use.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the future. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you.